Welcome, Marketplace Ministry. This is Chaplain Anthony James coming to you live and direct, where things happen, where the truth is being told, community awareness, community involvement, just covering a lot of things that go on in our community as, an everyday situation, just real talk. Once again, you know, um, I have a co-founder, Keith Henry. I'm the founder, Chaplain Anthony James. Yeah, so everything is everything. Glad to be in the house once again. As far as our listeners and the people that view us, Marketplace Ministry, appreciate you coming on. Hope all is well with you and the families throughout these holidays, throughout the pandemic situation, even as we this election, and just hoping that everybody's good. Let's go. What's going on, my brother?
What's going on, chap?
How you?
All right, in yourself?
Man, everything's good. Can't complain.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Introduce yourself, man.
How y'all doing, Marketplace Ministries? I'm Keith Henry, co-founder. Marketplace Ministries, we guiding souls to God and helping souls heal as well. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, just recapping the things, man. Just pep the step up a little bit, man. We got this becoming parent partners has really been a real, not a struggle, but just understanding that we onto something that's
Right.
powerful in our community, and it's some real talk. I
Right.
mean, sometimes it seems redundant. Sometimes it seems like, wow, we got to keep talking about the same thing over and over again. But sometimes I believe, we just if you do things and hop off and people don't get the full understanding, the full effect on what needs to happen. This is a movement. And so we have to stay focused and stay on point
Right.
and stay on what we're doing.
Right.
So, we left off, last time we left off, we was talking about the child support,
Right.
you know what I mean? And how it has crippled our community, you know what I mean? Not crippling, but have crippled.
Hold on
Go
one
ahead.
second. Hold on.
Yeah, so we just that's what we're talking about. We're talking about how things has allowed, pushed our community into an area of disarray. It's like, people are like really struggling. I know I can speak it's hitting the woman, man, and the child.
Yes,
The
sir.
man, child, and the woman. It's not hitting just one person, it's affecting the whole family unit.
Yes, sir.
And so with that being said, I mean, we have to talk about this. It's not just like the election. I mean, they'll drag the election out. You know what I mean? Like they do it. So at the end of the day, so this is what we're gonna drag out.
Right.
This
Right.
real talk. You know what I mean? And so just like the intensity and the momentum grows, the more they get into it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so that's what we're doing. We're talking about this stuff until we get a breakthrough.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? To somebody say, wow, man, hold up, man. That there is kind of let me revisit this situation, because now we're not playing with this thing. We trying to take this thing to Congress. We trying to take this thing to elected officials where where our voices can be heard. Just like they want the voices to be heard with the election, we want our voices to be heard too, Marketplace Ministry.
Yes,
And
sir.
so I believe we are on this mission, to
Erratic.
knock this whole mission down.
Right.
You know what I mean? Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, like you said, I believe it's on us to eradicate, what's going on, to combat it. You know what I mean? Like, in the Bible it says people should suffer for lack of knowledge. You know what I mean? And that's what we bring into this thing. We bringing knowledge and wisdom. We not going in there burning the child support office down and saying, hey, it's not right, and that's not logical. You know what I mean? That's not wisdom. That's not knowledge. But what we're doing is
Right,
utilizing our resources to come up with the best scenarios and the best tactics to come and combat what's going on. Some of the things that affect our community as far as a man goes. You know what I
right,
mean? and leveraging the leverage to the woman. You know what I mean? And giving her the leverage that in most cases she really can't even handle, nor do she deserve. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
you know, and that's what we standing up for, because if we allow this stuff to just keep on going on, man, like, you know, we'll never really have a solid ground, because we know the judicial system is against us as far as the legislators and things of that nature. With the laws, and even I want to talk about the election, or the president. When Joe Biden put certain rules in against war on drugs or whatever. You know what I mean? So we've been going through a lot of systemic things that has placed us in a corner. And now with Marketplace Ministry, we trying to come out that corner. You know what I mean? And
Right.
and one thing I want to say too, I want to give a because it been on my heart and on my mind that because we always say that people watch this after the show. You know what I mean? After we air it or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I want to give a shout out to Master P. He came and checked us out. And I also want to give a shout out to Bishop T.D. Jakes. It meant a lot to me. And like I say, we hope you guys can join us on this mission. Not even join us, but just give us some additional resources to get our mission our missions, because it's not one mission that we under. We have plenty of missions that we're trying to tackle. We just going through the most significant ones first. You know what I mean? We're going through the ones that like I say, we on parent partnership, and Chap, I applaud you for staying on this topic and really going at it the way you've been going at it, because it needed. And again, like I say, we just trying to check out the list as far as problems that we can really try to tackle ourselves. You know what I mean? Because they say,
Right. Right.
if you want to see a change in the world, you be the change you want to see in the world. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to change this thing as much as we possibly can for the future generation, so they won't have to experience corrupt. I'm not going to call it corrupt. I'm going to call it unbalanced child support system. But yeah, that's what we do at Marketplace Ministry, though.
Right. And it is very imperative, man. It's very important that we again, TD Jakes and Master P, man, we really appreciate you checking us out and timing in, man. But let us know you there. Let us know, that you are with us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it be in prayer, whether it be spiritually, whatever, you know what I mean?
Right.
We just need, and this is what organizations, I believe, have to start doing,
Right.
Such as our organization. We have to come together and build in our communities, because we can't do it by ourselves.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we all are in this together. You know what I'm saying? We might live in different demographics or different areas or whatever, but at the end of the day, our people are, perishing because of the lack of knowledge, because of the lack of coming together. And I believe once we start coming together more, I mean, that's when God is really going to open up some doors, stuff for us, and so that's what we after. We, like you said, we ain't after going out to the child support system and doing all kind of negativity. No, this is a positive movement right here.
Right.
This is something that we're trying to tear down, so that way we can rebuild. You know what I mean? In our communities, we have to rebuild our communities, because it's busted. It's busted. If you look at our communities, people are angry, they're upset, they're disgruntled, they're going against each other. The family unit is cracked all the way open.
Yes,
when I say cracked open, that means father, mother, and child. You know what I mean? And everybody's fighting each other. Everybody's trying to whatever, like a rat race. And so, we just trying to really say that we care. Marketplace Ministry, God has opened us up to shine the light on disparity. You know what I'm saying? Disenfranchised, at risk. We coming at it all. We coming at it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so God is even, I didn't tell you, Keith, man, but God has opened the door, for on this end here. You got some things going on, as you go on in Houston. But yeah, man, starting this men's situation, man, it's getting written up as we speak. You know what I mean? God is blessed with a little some space. You know what I mean? And so I'm honored and I'm thankful that I believe as we continue to do this work, God will open the doors for us.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? He'll send the people that you need in your corner. Vice versa. You know what I mean? Anything that somebody else needs, if we can be of assistance to you, If we can walk alongside of you, then let's go.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. We that's what we're about. That's what Marketplace Ministry is about. But you know, I mean, with this parent partner, man, ooh, this is it's a tough deal. But you know what? I'm honored. I'm honored that God chose us as this ministry to combat it. You
Right.
know, 'cause obviously if he chose us, he believes that we're gonna make something happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we're not afraid. And
Right.
this ain't we ain't talking about blazing guns. We ain't talking about none of that. We talking about coming together as a unit
Right.
and knocking down the rhetoric, whatever we need to knock down, the lies, the, you know, everything the systemic, the stigma. We trying to knock the stigma out of this thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's a huge stigma. You know, when you walking around, you labeled as a deadbeat father, deadbeat dad. Man, that's on your jacket. You know what I'm saying? You go before the judge, they look at your paper and say, oh, deadbeat. You're a deadbeat dad. And that person may not even be that, which most of them are not. You know what I mean? The things got twisted. And so now we labeled, you know, just like these kids. Sometimes they have a hard time in school once they find out that their mother's on social service.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or you on welfare.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of kids used to get picked at, you know, I remember, you know what I'm saying? I thank God my parents, they worked for theirs, but it's so many parents because of breakups and all that stuff, they can't afford to take care of the family.
Right.
And so the family's broken down. And so all of these is ugly stigmas that we are trying to knock out. And so we can only do this one community at a time. So that means whoever's in each community, we have to come together. Like we have to start connecting with each other. Like we need to connect with people in Dallas. We need to connect with people in Houston. We need to connect with people in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? In Chicago, in New York, in North Carolina. We need to come together and get an alliance going to whereas we can say, yo, you know what? I'm handling the business over here. We over here. We need to get on the Zoom. This is what we need to be working towards. Getting on Zoom and saying, yo, I'm in Nebraska. You know what I mean? Yo, this is going on over here. I got this going on. That's what God is setting up. He ain't setting up no long ranges that we think we can do this by ourselves. We need a collective of people, you know, organizations that sit, and that's how we're going to win this thing.
Right.
We ain't going to do it with one organization. It's not going to happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got to be in different places saying the same thing. You know what I mean? Different states. Go ahead, my brother.
Now that's huge right there, chap. Like that is so huge, and I'm so thankful you said that because it myself, you know, that's why I thank God I'm the co-founder because I understand it. Like I don't want to be, you know, like it's a body. Every part
Right.
of the body has a description and a
Right.
job to do. You know what I mean? And that's the part what we're trying to do. Like, and that was what was going on for so long in the past. You know, everybody wanted to be the man. Everybody wanted to be. Nah, man, I don't even want to be the man. You know what I mean? I want to do my part. You know what I mean? Like I want to do my part effectively. You know what I mean? I can't focus on, you know, no, that's not my job. That's not in my rim. You know what I mean? And it's a good thing because like I say, man, it's a lot of people doing a lot of work. And once we unite and come together and everybody do their job, you know, that's gonna take care of itself. You know,
Right.
right. Yeah, go ahead.
Right. You hit it on the head. Unite, unity.
Right.
Without unity, there's no community at all. You can't get community without unity.
Can't even
And so that's what we're saying, you know, and that's what we're saying. Unify.
Right.
God wants us to unify, come together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got social media right now, man. Right. We can be in 1,000 places at one time, speaking the same talk. You feel what I'm saying? Come on, we got to use this. We got to use this social media like never before. Like we used it in the drug game. Right. We knew how to maneuver in them streets. We did things in the streets, you know. Thank God that training was kind of crazy, but hey, I'm talking about the ones who overcome that. And we have to have that same mindset. We was doing all that good stuff for wrong, so now what we gonna do for right? It should be that much better. You know what I mean? Now we thinking clearly now. Now our conscience is clear. We ain't ducking from the police. We ain't ducking from the man of that the stick up kid or whatever. But the bottom line is now we need to bring this thing into fruition and say, yo, we got social media. Wow, we need to be talking to bros in Bangladesh. You understand? We need to be, you know, I'm just saying, you
Yeah.
know, the States, we need to hit Dubai. We need to hit, we need to be talking to black men. We need to be talking to each other. We don't need to be on Instagram live by ourselves all the time. We need to set this media up and say, yo, listen, I want to talk to the Breakfast Club. When we get on, the Breakfast Club should be talking to us. You know what I'm saying? We should be on Mike Tyson's podcast.
Right.
We should be connected so heavy right now because we got it like that now. So we're not letting it go. We're not letting it go until it happens. And so that's where we are with Marketplace Ministry. We're not playing with this thing. We're not new to this. We're true to this. You know what I mean? Because we all been affected by it. We have all at some point been affected by what's going on. And now they shooting this election thing. They playing stupid games, man, with this thing, man. So I like I said, I'm not here to knock election down, and I'm not telling people not to vote, but I'm telling you, it's a bigger picture than that too. It's a bigger picture. After the election is won, what's still going to happen to our community? Are we going to wait for the government to come in and take us by the hand and say, no, I'm going to help you out? They ain't doing that. They're not doing that. So we have an obligation to make it happen in our own community.
Right.
Now, we can connect with the elected officials, but they ain't coming down here to walk us by our hand. They're not doing it. They talking that yada, yada, yada right now, but it's not happening. I promise you. So if you think it's going to happen, then you keep thinking that. I know for me and my house, it ain't happening. We're going to do what it takes. We're going to do it the right way. But at the end of the day, we're going to connect with the ones who want to be connected to, and we're going to build our communities. We're going to tear the foul ground up, and we're going to start replanting. And that's what Marketplace Ministry is about. And whoever's feeling that right now, man, let's go. Let's go. Go ahead, my brother.
Man, Chap, and you know what? You brought us some good points about the Breakfast Club and Mike Tyson podcast, because I don't believe that these people really take the initiative to bring, like, they bring up certain issues in the community, but I don't believe that they really digging into it. Like, I believe that they doing it. Like, okay, I'm gonna say Charlemagne the God. Like, I don't like to throw names out there, but I'm gonna just utilize him since he's the one of the names that a lot of people know and use. You know, he bring on people like Camilla Harris. You know, he bring on a lot of people, but it's not nothing really grassroots that I've seen. You know what I mean? I don't know,
Right.
I don't know how that's supposed to go or work. I don't know if it's, you know, they pay to get on or how they work. But my thing is, we have to start highlighting more people like us. You know what I mean? Instead of people like, you know, say for instance, like Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, you know, he's a rapper and this and that, the third, but you know, his intelligence level on community topics or just as far as inner cities, like it combat everything we trying to do. Like, and it's crazy. Then they want to get mad at him once he speak his mind, as far as, you know, he said he don't feel like he a part of the black race or whatever, the Black Lives Matter. He said his money matter, his women love him. You know what I mean? So, but this is the people that if he go on live right now, he can instantly get 1,000 people to listen to what he's saying, and it's foolishness.
Right, because of his status.
Exactly.
And that's the problem. See, we're going to be on one of them shows, my brother.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, we going to come, because, see, I want you to invite Marketplace Ministry, because, see, this is what you're going to get from us when we get there. Right. You understand? Or we going to invite you to our show.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Because we're going to call you out, and we just want to call you out so that way we can get on the same page. I want to know what you're talking about when you're talking about, like, I seen the Breakfast Club. I'm not going to shoot no names out. People know who they are. The Breakfast Club, I've seen invite Louis Farrakhan. I've seen invite T.D. Jakes.
Right.
You understand? But like you said, ain't nobody touching the grassroots.
Right.
Nobody's going to that level. They're staying on the level to whereas I hear what they're saying, but do we see what they're saying? You see what I'm saying? It's time for people to see what you say, not hear what you say. We need to see it. Because now what happens is we got a generation of kids now that's growing up. Man, they want to see what you say, man. They don't want to hear that. They want to hear that. And then they ain't touching what you say when all this billions and millions of dollars are floating all over the place and they can't get a crumb. Are you kidding me? They got to qualify for this stuff. Where do we do that at? Most of us come from messed up areas, whereas social service, welfare and disenfranchised and whatever. But then when we get to a certain place, we act like we arrived, and we ain't arrived because we don't go back. We sit back and project, but we don't go back. Now it's time to go back because we're calling you out. Marketplace Ministry, we calling you out because if you're really true about who you are and that you're really trying to help where you come from, then holler at us. Then holler at Marketplace Ministry, DM us, because we moving, and we ain't coming with no ruckus. We ain't coming with no negativity. We want to have some real dialogue so that way we can come together and let's make some things happen in these communities, man. Because like I said, miss me with this election. I'm just gonna be real with you. I'm gonna vote. I'm gonna vote for elected officials and people in the community, judges and stuff like that. But I ain't on no presidential vote. I'm just being real with you. I ain't on no presidential vote. I'm on the elected officials. If we can sit down at the table and sit on some of these boards, you understand? Because the presidential elections, man, it's rhetoric right now. They arguing, they fighting each other, man. So I don't want to be. I'm not gonna be a part of the fight. That type of fight. And the reason why I'm not going to be a part of that presidential election fight, because we live in the same place. So why are we tearing each other down when we got other people in other countries are looking at us look like fools? We're looking like fools to everybody else. So again, I'm with the elected officials where we got judges, we got, people that's trying to do something on the grassroots. That's what we about. We ain't about that drama, man, because that's all it is drama. It's rhetoric. It's just buying people time so people can, because at the end of the day, they go to schools that our kids can't even go to. You understand? They got medical insurance, health insurance that our kids can't even be afforded to have. So you talking crazy to me right now. You understand? Like even Joe Biden, I hear how they talking. I hear how Trump is talking. They ain't even trying to hear from people like us. You understand? They're not trying to hear from us. The grassroots. They don't want to hear nothing from us. We better not say, matter of fact, they won't even come near us because they know we're going to depict. They know we're going to pick them apart because we're in a place where they never would want to be in. You understand what I'm saying? I don't even think they could survive in the place where we are right now in our community.
My biggest thing is the amount of money that they spend on these debates. Like,
oh my God.
My thing is you could fix the whole inner city with 0.1% of the money that you put in the debate. Like, you don't have millions and millions and billions that y'all on every TV, y'all on the radio, y'all on all this stuff.
Right.
But yes, like 1%, not even 1%, the whole 0.1% of y'all just spending on the debate, the election. Let us get some of that.
Right. And that's crazy, man, because you're right. You're 100% right with these teachers, underpaid teachers, man. That money that they doing with all this stuff in the election, man, they could have straightened out all of that. But it's designed not to. It's designed that way. And people are asleep. Yo, I heard my man KRS-One say something the other day, man. That's my dude right there. You know what I'm saying? He was like, the election is a joke. He said, I'm radical. He said, you know what? Because where even the presidents don't even make decisions. The electoral people make them president. How you gonna have somebody voting you? You feel what I'm saying? Like Hillary Clinton, she won by a landslide. Then all of a sudden, Donald Trump won because whoever they are, voted him in. So who's to say that won't happen now? Who's to say? Come on, people. Y'all keep hollering, vote, vote, vote. Wake up. Y'all need to wake up. That's what you need to do. You need to wake up, and we need to come together as a people. I'm telling you, our tax dollars, the money we spend every day, every week, every month, every year, if we put our money together, man, we can have anything we want in our communities, man. Anything.
But you know
So,
what? I
huh?
seen Lil Wayne. Like I hate to be name dropping like this, but I seen Lil Wayne. You know, on a post with Donald Trump, and like I said, I just hope that these people not getting paid to do these
Man,
photos.
listen.
You know what I mean? Like I just hope that you wouldn't sell your people out for like you know what
Brother,
I mean?
what you mean? What you mean you would hope? Man, ain't that what's been happening between the beginning of time? Ain't nothing changed. It's just different faces now. It's just different faces. Ain't nothing changed. That's what KRS-One was talking about. Ain't nothing changed from slavery to now. Not a thing. It's just the faces have changed. That's it. The faces have changed. So at the end of the day, man, we are still dealing with this stuff, and we're being cracked open by our own people. That's what's been happening, man. Yo, I was looking at Dave Chappelle's special last night, man, with David Letterman, right?
Okay.
He was interviewing David Chappelle. Yo, it's powerful, man. Dave Chappelle's a powerful man. Yo, smart, intelligent. Yo, what I see him doing, he's still living near his community where he grew up at. He's building his community, man. That's what he's doing with his money. You understand? He don't stand for all that craziness. He don't even consider himself as a celebrity. He said, "No, that's not what it's about." He said the only difference and David Letterman gave him a high esteem. He said, "I see you as being a great man. How do you think you're not like Martin Luther King or Malcolm X?" He said, "Because I'm gonna tell you the difference. You know, he's a comedian, so he can say what he want to say." He said, "You know what? The difference is with Martin Luther King. The reason why I don't want to be like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X it was because they died penniless. They died broke." Man, that thing hit me so hard last night, man, because we teach this preaching, God and this, that, and the third. Man, God says he's giving us power to gain wealth. So I understand what the brother was saying. He wasn't putting them down. He said, with all that work that they did, they died in vain because their community is still suffering. We are still suffering from all them great leaders, man. So what changed? The faces. That's it. That's it. The faces changed. So we have to break that paradigm. We have to break it. And I believe God is using our ministry, marketplace ministry, to do it. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, it's on, my brother. It's on because we coming at it. We breaking this chain. We breaking this curse. And that's the road that we're
You know
on
what?
right now.
It is so weird because as much emotions that I have built thing, it's not frustration. You know what I mean? I'm not
Right.
frustrated about nothing, but I'm anxious. I'm anxious to do the work. I'm anxious to really take our ancestors like and do what we need to do in today's time. You know what I mean? Realize what we doing and look at the past and kind of tweak that a little bit. So once the kids grow up today and they see what we doing, they won't say that it was in vain. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
like I said, man, that was a great point that you made because man, I surely hate that for him. Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. You know what I mean? Like all the work that they did and it just like they don't they didn't have an opportunity to really set their family straight financially, man, and that's something that I don't want to do. I really want to, you know,
Right, right, right,
really
right,
part. Yes, sir.
right. And it's not even a don't get us wrong. Hear us right. We're not talking about just wealth, money. We ain't talking about that. Wealth, generational wealth ain't based on just money. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? When you talking about inheritance, I ain't talking about money inheritance.
Right.
I'm talking about who you become. Who do you become? Because you can have all the money in the world and still be a fool with money. So I'm not talking about just having money. I'm talking about teaching your kids how to build,
Right.
how to share with one another, how to help the next person come up and not act like you arrived. You understand? Because man. I heard my man what's his name, man? Rick Ross today. Yo, he dropped some heavy jewels, man.
Okay.
He said, listen, he said, this is the deal. And I'm just quoting what he said verbatim. He said, he said, when you become rich or money or whatever you have in money, you cannot leave your family broke. He said, set them up so that way y'all can thrive. Because if your family's broke and you rich, sooner or later, something's gonna come at you where you still gonna need that family. You understand what I'm saying? He was talking in ways of that, which made a lot of sense,
Right.
man. And that's what we got to get off of, man. And we got all this, whatever we dealing with, and our consciousness is not good. You understand? Because how you gonna get rich and your family broke? That don't make sense. That does not make sense. That don't even make sense to God. God is like, what are you doing? I didn't give you power to get wealth to leave your family messed up. I gave that to you so you can lift your family up so they can lift people. Come on. You see what I'm saying? So we got it twisted. We got the game twisted, man. And that's because of erroneous teachings. And we dealing with all whatever we
Lack
narcissistic
of knowledge.
lack of knowledge. Right. And the wrong spirit with that money. You have wrong relationship with it. Because if you have right relationship with money, man, listen, brother, if I had listen, bro, if I had $100,000 right now, I'll flip my whole community around, my brother. You feel me? Come on, I'm doing it without the capital. I'm doing it with going in my pocket with my nonprofit right now. I'm learning how to grow, but at the end of the day, you understand? Imagine some capital. And it's sad that certain people don't even want us to get it, bro. Because they think we gonna do better than them. That's the nigger mentality. That's that mentality that we trying to erase in our community, man. Because nigger, you don't have to be black to be a nigger. A nigger's an untrained person. And so we trying to really tackle this thing, because I'm telling you, all you organizations that's tapping on here, checking us out, DM us, holler at us, let us know that you with us. Let us know that let's work together, let's make some things happen. All this talking crap, no. Let's actually see what we're talking about now. When we put this stuff out here, let's be about this instead of just talking about it. Go ahead, Keith.
Yeah, and that's the thin line between failure and success. You know what I mean? If we can eliminate that line, like you say, the nigga mentality, we can eliminate that and we can really thrive. You know what I mean? Like 'cause that's one of my things on my bucket list. You know what I mean? I want to survive long enough to see a community thrive. You know what I mean?
Right,
I want to
right,
see the growth, and I thank God because we can really watch it grow. You know what I mean? We could take community that's struggling or behind, and we can see the heck. We can see how it is growing. We can see how what's being done in this community print and utilize it all over the world.
right,
It's America, the
right,
world. You have places in China, you have places in Hong Kong and all these other places that have people like us. I ain't gonna say like us, but people who are not just well off. You know what I mean? So that's what we're trying to do, man. We not on here trying to go down in history, none of that. If that happens, so be it. But and it's sad that we haven't really kind of downplay it just to appease other people because they might want to be the biggest rapper in the world or whatever. But if you come and say, hey, I want to be known for fixing the communities, now all of a sudden you're a bad person because you know your vision or your gift or your calling is bigger than someone else's. So you have to
Right.
kind of shrink your calling yourself just to appease these people because you have to live on this earth. And you can say what you want to say, do what you want to do. And one thing I know, guns don't kill people, people kill people. You know what I mean? So you have to um live a certain kind of way, especially once you're anointed and you have these big dreams. Like everybody go with you. Everybody understand those types of visions and affirmations and things of that nature. So, like I say, but once we get to this place that I see, that I believe that we really can get to where, hey man, what you got going on don't affect me. I want for you. I want to wish you the best. You know what I mean? If your vision or your goal is to be higher and bigger, I want to help you get there. You know what I mean? Because just because I don't want that or I don't feel like I can achieve it, I don't want to come kill you or rob you or
Right.
belittle you or anything. No, I want to help you get to where you want to go. You know
Right.
what I
Right.
mean?
Right. Right.
Yeah, we have a problem with that, and I want to try to, I want to be a part of that change. That's why I'm so big on affirmation because I just believe we give people that it'll push them to the next level. We could open up so many more doors than like Nipsey Hussle. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of people that has a lot of talent and they couldn't really reach their full destiny because of small-minded thinkers that felt like, oh, okay, because you want to reach the stars, I'm gonna stop you at the tallest tree. You know what I mean? Like, nah, man, that we have to be able to grow freely. Like even like the guy from Facebook, what's his name? The owner of it, Mark Zuckerberg or whatever.
Yeah.
Just imagine if somebody came and took him out early. We wouldn't have
Right.
Facebook. We wouldn't have a way to communicate with people that we went to school with or that we haven't seen in years or whatever. But because he was allowed to reach his full potential, now we have a tool to utilize that we can meet people, see people, do business, network, everything because he was allowed to reach the stars. And not a lot of people in our community are allowed to reach the stars. You know what I mean? And that's something we have to change because I'm pretty sure you know, it's some brilliant, intelligent minds that's being held down. You know what I mean? And we have to stop that. And this is a part of what we're trying to do. Marketplace
Right.
Ministry. We
Right.
want to help people reach their full potential.
Right.
I mean, because the world needed, not us. The world needed, like the world needed Facebook. Like the world need these things. You know what I mean? And we have to stop cutting these people visions short by ending their life. And that's what we at with. And it's all 360. It's all 360. The problem, affects the solution. You know what I mean? Like I say, Nipsey Hussle, use him for an example. The fact that the problem in the inner city is that we can't grow and flourish um, um, stops the solution from being implemented because we can't get the people with the minds to get to that level. Like even myself, I understand that some things I have to downplay because I don't want that on me like that. You know what I mean? I don't want you to feel like that toward me because hey, I'm cool. If you want to go whatever, that's fine. I'm gonna applaud you. That's on you. But I don't want you to feel like that towards me. I grew up
Right.
in so I understand how it goes.
Right. Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? But yeah, that is something we have to put an end to. Like that's what we're trying to do at Marketplace Ministry. That's why we're coming by tools. We not
Right.
coming by ourselves. No, we coming by tools because we first of all we want to show other people that you can go into. It don't take you don't have to just be independent or by yourself. Find you a brother that you can fellowship with and y'all come together and y'all put y'all out. That's why we got Marketplace Ministry. Like we
Right.
came together with this. You know, it wasn't just no, we came together. And we still together right now, like, and we doing our own parts to make sure that we get this thing where it has to go. And we want to be an
Right.
example, man. And it's a lot of other people. I'm not even gonna say people of color. I'm gonna say people, period, that can come together and put the plan in action and save some lives and help change people. You know what I mean?
Right. 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 Right.
It have to be a ministry. We can use like Mark Zuckerberg with Facebook. Like it's so many things that we can do to make this world a better place. But we just have to, like I say, do what we have to do and come together. But that's what we at
Right.
Marketplace Ministry. We doing our part. We really want to see a change in the world. You know, like I say, we not just talking about it. We getting attention. We raising awareness right now. You know what I mean? So once that you see what we're doing, we already raised the awareness. You can go back and check the videos out. If you can't get an understanding of what we're doing, go back and check the videos out. And then once you see us on the street, you can put two and two together. Oh, they doing what they were talking about doing. You know what
Right. 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 Right.
I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I mean, before we can even move forward, real talk, we need healing.
Right.
You know, I'm really praying. I'm really asking God to send down some healing rain, some healing, whatever He has for us. I hope we receive it, because that's what we really need in this time. We need healing, man, because the people are hurt. People are hurting their soulish realm. They're hurting their heart. You know what I'm saying? They've been rejected. You understand? And I get it. We've been there too. But at the end of the day, I've been going to God, asking Him to rid me of that stuff so I can help His people. That's our plight on this earth here. You know what I'm saying? That's our purpose, and that's our function, is to allow God to heal us from the inside out. Because without that, you ain't gonna live a prosperous, real prosperous life anyway. You're not gonna have no peace. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get a bunch of money and then I'm looking on my back like I'm selling drugs. I don't rob somebody. That don't make sense. I'm fearful. I fear going back to my community because I'm so rich. I don't want nobody to rob me. Man, if that's what rich is, I don't want it. I don't want it.
Right.
But I know better than that. I know better than that. And so the bottom line is, what God blesses me with, blesses this ministry with, we gonna be too busy giving it away. You can't beat God in giving. So we talking about what God blesses us with. We trying to bless everybody else with, and that's our community we talking about. Because we gonna be all right. We striving to be all right. We striving to be financially stable one day. I ain't afraid to say that. I work every day. My brother worked every day. We striving for different things. We ain't trying to be like the next person.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to build. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to destroy. And so through Marketplace Ministry, God is setting us up to help, to teach and help others build and stop destroying. Because we're destroying our own selves. When you destroy your community, you destroy yourself. You know what I mean? When you move away in a gated community and you act like you ain't never lived in a place where you come from, you're destroying that community. Because you done took and robbed from the community. Now you living good over here, but you can't put back in there. That's not how that was set up. God didn't tell you couldn't make the money and go. But if you go, come back every now and then. Spread some love. You know what I'm saying? Spread love. That don't mean put all your money out there. Ain't nobody trying to break you. You understand? It's all about giving back, man. Each one teach one. And so that's what we on in this Marketplace Ministry for. We on here, each one teach one. Whatever you have, whether wealth, whatever God has blessed you with, talents, you know what I'm saying, gifts and talents. Man, our communities need it. We need your gifts and talents. We need it. We need it now more than ever. Because you think things are crazy. No, I read my Bible. The Bible says this is the beginning of sorrows. You already see what's sweeping through this pandemic situation. The numbers that went back up. You understand? They talking about shutting North Carolina. They talking about shutting places down again.
Yeah, my daughter, they shut my daughter's school down.
Right. They talking about, because what it is, God is saying, y'all still ain't learning. Y'all still are not learning. I done allowed this stuff to happen so y'all can come together, and we still separated? Come on, man, people. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Because I'm telling you, that's why God is saying that my people that are called by my name, until you change from your wicked ways, hear from heaven, I'll hear from heaven. Man, if we don't change from our ways, man, we already being mowed down. Our communities, man. Our communities right now, the average black community right now, if you DM me and call me a liar right on here, and I will receive it if you say your community is flourishing right now. Show me a black community right now. Show me if you flourishing. If ain't nobody on social service. If all the men are in the houses with the families. If you can show me that, we'll shut Market Ministry down.
Man, I got a few Caucasian community that had their own school in there, their own fire department, they own everything in there.
Come on, man. Come on. Come on.
One little block like West University, you got Southside, all these different places that had their own school, fire department, and everything else. This is what we talking about. We're not talking about just y'all doing good, but and y'all watching everybody else struggle. You know, we about everybody in this whole block is doing good. They fathers and mothers and and you know, they have an understanding how they're gonna raise their family and everything like that. We talking about show something. We not talking about, like I say, oh, they doing good over here, football players, the basketball. No.
Right.
Cause I know where they going. They going to integrate. Like they going with other people. We know we talking about majority African Americans.
Right. You know, in our communities where we are disenfranchised, where we separated, where the single mother rate is so astronomical to it's almost scary. You understand? If you look at the statistics and then you look at it and then you say, oh, let me just go check it out. Man, you might, just start busting out crying, man, because that's how sad it is. You understand what I'm saying? So this is real talk right here. So I'm talking about, let's start. You have to start somewhere. If not now, when? You understand? And so the bottom line is, this is what we're pushing. We're pushing now, because if it ain't now, it ain't faith. And God says, without faith, you can't please me. You can't please God. So God is saying, when are you going to put it together? Now faith. It has to be now. We have to start now. You understand? Go knock on your next door neighbor. You know they hungry. You know you see their kids ain't got good shoes on their feet. If you that empowered, make sure that kid got some shoes on his feet then. Let's start getting back to community. Let's stop this foolishness. Maybe knock on somebody's door and see if it's, because I'm doing it. Knock on somebody's door. They might be hungry. They might not have no food. You feel what I'm saying? So what, they on drugs? So what? You used to be on drugs too. Somebody in your family was on drugs. Somebody had hard times. We got to get away from that pointing the finger crap. We need to help build our communities back piece by piece, man. That's why I love about the Black Panther movement. Everybody disrespected the Black Panther movement, but man, nobody went hungry in that community. The widows was good. But as soon as J. Edgar Hoover saw them arming up with them guns, he was like, nah, we got to shut them down. Guess who he sent to infiltrate? One of us.
One of us.
Malcolm X, same thing. One of us. You don't understand what I'm saying? Just like what Trump and them doing. Who they got in front of them? One of us. So it keep happening. So it's just different faces. But it's one of us. It's one of us. Always doing something for the wrong reason, for a couple of dollars, or for some shine. One of us. When are we gonna stop? I ain't doing that no more. I'm not selling my people out no more. I'm not selling out no more. I want to build my people. When are we gonna get to that, people? Well, that's what Marketplace Ministry is about. We're about building our community. You know what I'm saying? And so you know, the bottom line is all in all. You know, I had somebody says my community is going up. I reside in my Father's house, which is God. I allow God to do His will in me. God is who decides when, what, where, why, and how. Yeah, I like, you know, I'm reading that. I just read that, Keith. You know what I'm saying? What somebody wrote right here, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm just reading that what somebody just wrote, and it says, and it says, what God, you read that? It says, my community is going up. I
Right.
reside in my Father's house, which is God. Okay, as God has allowed, I allow God to do His will in me. God is who decides when, what is where. But guess what? Let me drop this on you, whoever wrote that. God designs, He's an architect, but God ain't building your house for you. So you can wish all day long that God is going to drop $1 million out of the sky. He's not going to do that. You have to put boots on straps on the ground to make that happen. And He'll add His super on your natural ability and make it a supernatural experience. See, that's the experience that, and we have to stop. People, I always hear people say, oh, I'm waiting on God. No, you're not. God is waiting on you. God done what He was supposed to do already. It's up to us now to come together. God says, come together and pull these resources together. That's how it's going to get done. Period. You know what I'm saying? God ain't no magician. You understand? He ain't gonna drop nothing down there, especially if you don't have a right heart for it anyway. Nah, God's gonna give it to the ones that's really about, and these times we're living in. So we have to be very careful on how we put stuff out there, because I'm gonna be honest with you, God ain't giving you nothing if you don't go get it. You have to go get it. And He's showing us
And
how to go get it.
another thing too, like, one thing about communities, they can be perceived as one thing. Like you can have a perception of one thing, but like how what is the meat? Like what is it take? Like what is at the center? You know what I mean? Like it's going up, but who's doing it? Who's behind? I know God is in control, but who's behind it? You know,
Right.
who funds up? Who's building? Who's profiting? Or how is it going? Better, the teachers, the police. Like what is it? You know what I mean? So these are things that we really in before we really make serious topic. You know what I mean? When we talking about communities, it's a lot of people that's feeling in these communities, and for us to be of the communities and of God, like we have to make sure that we really have a good understanding of what we mean when we say our community. You know what I mean? Like we
Right.
have to
Right.
really
Right.
make sure we understand that. So, like I said, I would love to hear more about how you feel your community is coming up, but I just can't, I can't even fathom that right now. Like I don't, unless you living in somewhere other than the inner city. I can't fathom any communities going up. That's just my opinion. Like I say, we could talk later offline or whatever, or you can give me a rundown of how you feel your
Well,
community is going up. But I just
well,
I just can't
well,
fathom.
let me say this. Well, let me say this, Keith. Let me say this, my brother. Let's keep this on, because we ain't got time to be doing all that. So let's stay right on track. We know what we stand for. We're saying the majority, okay? The majority. You look at all the statistics, you look at all the news, you look at all. Listen, bro, you was raised in the city, in the city, brother. I was raised in the inner city. Come on, man. That what happened in when what's that? Uh, when the black community was flourishing, Wall Street, Black Wall Street.
Wall Street.
I wasn't born for that. It didn't happen in my time. I was not here. So I don't know what that looked like. I heard about it. You understand? Now God is saying, be about it now. You know, and this is the deal. And the only way that's going to happen, we're going to have to come together.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And so when we're talking about community, it's not back and forth, back and forth. We're talking about what's going on right now. God is always going to be God. But at the end of the day, God is not going to do anything that we're supposed to do. You understand what I'm saying? Because God didn't make money, man did. He created us. Just like he created wood. He created trees. If we want a table, we got to go cut one of them trees down, or we got to go either buy it from the store or go cut you a tree down and you build your own table. God ain't doing that. That's the point we were trying to make. You understand? We ain't trying to say all black people. Let's get off of that. We're talking about our community as a whole. You understand? And preferably, I'm talking about inside of your house first. Because if you're not setting yourself up and you're trying to do certain things inside your household, you ain't doing nothing in the community anyway, because that's not what you're about. You understand? Because you can't go outside and do nothing and don't do something on the inside. It's not going to work like that. And so that's what we're saying. And so at the end of the day, you know, we have to understand the seriousness of what we're talking about. And this is our problem with our black community. We always challenging each other for the wrong reason. You understand? We on something that we're talking about as a whole. We're talking about ourselves first. We're talking about us doing better and loving and coming together and being healed. That's why we're able to get on here and spread the love on how we feel that we need to do. You know what I'm saying? Because it starts with you and ends with you. So we putting this message out here. Before this message came, I ain't heard nobody talking about this. Have you, Keith?
No.
Not at this level. Not in this depth. So we're not coming on here trying to fight nobody. We ain't trying to come over here to back and forth, back and forth. Let's learn how to come to common ground and say, yo, brother, how can I help you? What's going on? How can I be assistance of what you're saying? Y'all may not agree with everything you're saying, but you know what? Here's my insight. Because see, you can't come to me with words. Come to me with deeds. Because words to me really is words. But if you combating or coming against or challenging what we're doing, man, listen, we ain't coming in the right reason. We coming with the right heart. We not disrespecting black people, because I would be disrespecting myself.
Right.
We're saying we just need to do better as a whole. As a whole. And that's what we are. And you know, I'm excited about this ministry that God has given us, man, because what this thing is going to do is going to challenge us to change.
Come on, man.
You see what I'm saying? It's going to challenge us to change, because at some point you're going to get tired of, because see, when the right thing hits, the wrong has to come out.
Right.
Whenever God allows the right thing come out, oh, you got to look for Satan to come. He has to come. That's his job. But the Bible says, as he comes like a flood, God lifts it up as a standard. Because we don't have to change the method of what we're talking about, because we moving in the right direction. Just
Right.
know that.
Right.
We're moving in the right direction. And we're trying to move so everybody can move the same way we're moving. And if you're doing something, connect with us. We want to move with you too. But if you ain't got nothing to move with, shut your mouth then. Shut your mouth. And that's the problem. A lot of times people they ain't got their own stuff going on, but they want to be on somebody else's coattail. You feel me? And that's not of God, period. You understand? Now you get your own situation, then you start your own fire. And if it's a fire of God, I want to be a part of it. I want to be a part of it. But if it ain't the fire of God, you know what I'm saying? If it ain't the fire of God, you know what it's going to do? It's going to consume you. It's going to consume you.
And you
so
know,
be
Chuck,
careful.
that's crazy,
Go
because
ahead.
I've been active all day from 8 this morning. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I love this part. I love
Right.
this. This is not consuming. This is, if anything, this is relaxation and meditation. You know what I mean? This is everything. You know what I mean?
Don't even go. Keep going, bro. Keep
Yeah,
going.
yeah, yeah. But like I say, this is my highlight, man. This is my
Right,
highlight
right, right, right,
to extend myself. I'm able to open up hearts. You know what I mean? And that's how I know this is authentic and this is for me because of how it makes me feel. You know what I mean? So, like I say, man, I just hope that everybody that gets something for God feel the same way.
right,
You know what I mean?
right,
Rejoice in it. You know what I mean? Be thankful
right,
that He gave you a mission to complete. You know what I mean? Because
right,
He gave it to you. Love you. He trusted you with it. And I'm just thankful. You know what I mean? I'm just thankful. And I love what's
right,
going
right,
on.
right, right.
I love this. You know what I mean?
No doubt, no doubt. And we got a couple of seconds left, man. It ain't come up yet, but we got a couple of minutes left. And we're gonna end this thing, man. Well, you know what we do. This is what we're called to do. God gave us this platform for a purpose, and we're gonna honor God. We're not gonna honor the foolishness. We're gonna honor God. And so that's where we are. We're honoring God in what we do. And because we want to please God. You know what I'm saying? And so by us pleasing God, we have to understand that it's going to be things that come against us when we trying to please God and please his people. You understand? We ain't on here we putting our words out here of encouragement. We putting our words of truth out here. And that's why God sent us 2 by 2. Because if I'm off, then you got to be on. If you off, then I got to be on. You see what I'm saying? And so that's how God is doing this thing. And he will reveal. God always reveals. You know what I'm saying? As long as you ask God to reveal himself to you, he will reveal everything around you. And that's just how it works. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate, people coming out, chiming in and all that, man. But one thing is distraction. I'm focused. We have to be focused. You understand what I'm saying? We have to be focused. As long as we stay focused and we ask God to allow us to see our blind spots, he's going to show it to us every time. Every time. You know what I mean? So we just keep moving forward, man, and keep doing what we're doing, man. And I'm proud of you, my brother Keith. You moving forward, brother. You making steps. You know what I mean? You pushing. You pushing forward. You know what I mean? And you
Likewise.
pushing through. You pushing through though. You pushing
Thank
through.
you.
That's what we have to do. We have
Thank
to do that. Because God, like I said, God ain't dropped nothing down for you. He blessed you with health and strength and the mindset to go do what you do.
Yes, sir.
You understand? But overall, if you didn't do that, he wouldn't have gave it to you.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes,
So,
sir.
I'm going to encourage you, man, to keep pushing. And because I need you strong as well as you need me strong. You my co-founder. I'm the
Yes,
founder. We need to be on the same page. You
yes, sir.
understand?
Yes, sir.
Because God ain't going to put new wine in old wineskins.
Right.
So now we dealing with this new wine together. He said he sent us 2 by 2. So we're going to go out 2 by 2 and make this thing happen for the glory of God and allow him to open this ministry up so we can connect with other ministries and organizations. We ain't just connecting with people of God. I mean, I consider anybody as a person of God if they acknowledge him in the right way. But the bottom line is we connecting with organizations as well.
Right.
You don't have to be a organization that of God. We're not saying that. But the bottom line is we hope and pray that you are in connection with God, because if you're not, then we'll see that. And it's not to point fingers at, we're not perfect people. But God says sit down and connect with any and everybody who you can that's doing the same work. We're looking for people like-minded. You know what I'm saying? And the ones that's willing and able, man. And so I don't know. I thought I started at 8 o'clock sharp, but we're going over. What's going on?
I don't know what's going on.
Ooh, yeah, I thought we was gonna shut down
I don't know
now.
what's going on.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, we're gonna keep this alive. We're gonna keep this, Instagram live until we shoot to this. I mean, the first of the year, man, we definitely gonna be on the podcast situation because we got other stuff going on. Once we get off the phone, I'm gonna share some of that with you. I'm not gonna share everything on here because everything in everybody's business. You understand what I'm saying? but I'm going to share some stuff with you, some blessing things that God has brought to pass. You know what I mean? You got anything to say before we close out? Got anything to say before we close out?
Yeah, I'm listening to you. Chat my phone. Just, and man, I just want to thank everybody. You know what I mean? Whoever get to this point, listen to this video. Understand that walking with God is not an easy task, but it's a worth the task. It's worth it. You know what I mean? Like it's not easy. You're gonna be faced with all kinds of different tests and dilemmas and situations. But the Bible says you study to show yourself approved. If you study in God's presence, He will give you what you need to get past whatever it is that you're going through. You know what I mean? Because that's just like life. Like we live in this world with millions of people. There's no way you can dictate every day. Like, okay, well, this is gonna be a good. No, somebody might bump into you on the freeway, hit you, have a wreck or whatever. But if you stay with God and you stay in His presence, it won't overcome. It won't push you to the points where you feel like, things are so horrible. You know what I mean? Because, God can use us, have to, like I say, stay in His presence. And again, I traveled that road to where I made a lot of wrong decisions. You know, I felt I can do things on my own, and I failed. You know what I mean? We decided to, follow God. You know what I mean? Get a relationship with God. Read your word. Study. To strengthen your relationship with God. And hopefully, like I say, more of Him. You know what I mean? And everything work itself out. Again, I thank everybody for whether it be live or whether what I mean. I thank you, man. I really, because we really trying to uplift community, people lives. You know what I mean, to where they can become better fathers, mothers, sisters, brothers, wives. Just better beings. You know what I mean, because it's starting inward. You know what I mean. So once you have God, and once you really have Him, I don't think it's certain things that you can do to be a hindrance in your family, in your communities, in the world. You know what I mean? So, that's why I say go to God, and I really appreciate it. I really, really, truly appreciate everybody. You know what I mean? It really means a lot to me because, like I said, this is a huge part of my life. Because I don't want people to make the same mistakes that I made. You know what I mean? So, like I say, if you hear the tone of my voice and you listen, and I think so. Like I say, chap, I'm co-founder. And like I say, man, we gonna push this thing, like it's in neutral, man. We gonna push it. You know what I mean?
Right,
So
right, right,
yeah,
right.
that's why, man. I thank everybody, man. I pray for you. I wish you nothing but the best. Keep on tuning in, man. We gonna keep on fighting. The good fight though. You know what I mean? We gonna
Right,
fight the
right,
good fight for God's people.
right, right. This is Chaplain Anthony James, the founder. We really appreciate y'all timing in, you know, giving us some time, and hearing our voices, hearing us cry out to our communities. Let's go. That's the cry. Let's go. We want to see better in our communities, man, because the statistics and all this rhetoric stuff, man, we better than what we've been talked about and how we've been dealt, the hands we have dealt ourselves in some areas. Not all areas, but we played a part in it too, for our communities being the way that it is. So we have to clean that up, not continue to beat us down and beat each other down. We have to change our directive, you know what I'm saying, our narrative. We have to say, yo, enough is enough, man. Let's go. This generation, they shouldn't have to suffer with what we had to suffer through. You know what I mean? Now, if you're dealing with mental health, if you're dealing with things of that nature, then I understand. But I still say cry out to God. He can help that situation too. You know what I mean? But if you're not dealing with those things, man, then you owe it to your community. You owe it to your community. You owe it to yourself to be better. Start planting trees and beautiful things around your yard. You understand? Start doing some different things so that way it can make you feel good about yourself. So that way you can say, I'm part of a community. Pick up the paper on the ground. If you see somebody throw some paper, innocent, instead of talking about them, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to talk about them. Do what you're supposed to do. Be the community. Let's be clean. Let's be, humble. Let's love one another. You know what I mean? Let's stop disrespecting each other, disrespecting ourselves. So with that, I appreciate y'all coming out. Always y'all coming out to support what we got going on, as well as we want to support you. If you got something going on, holler at us, DM us, let us know what you got going on, and we'll try to be there or walk alongside of you as we see fit. So until the next time, peace.